Greetings to all, and welcome to the Jamaica Diaspora Show. My name is Mark Millward of the West Indian Social Club of Hartford, and I'm your host. The Jamaica Diaspora Show is aimed at providing viewers with coverage of diaspora news and activities in a variety of areas, including business, arts, health, education, entertainment, politics, immigration, trade, and investment. Our first show featured an exclusive interview with the Most Honorable Andrew P. Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, who talked about the Economic Growth Council and harnessing the power of the diaspora. Tune in for more coverage in the future on the activities of the Economic Growth Council and diaspora engagement. Hartford, Connecticut is the third largest population of Jamaicans in the United States, behind Miami and New York. We intend to provide our viewing audience with global diaspora perspectives and coverage from the US, UK, Canada, Jamaica, and of course the Caribbean. Please join us weekly, Saturdays at 2 p.m. and Sundays at 3 p.m. on Hartford Public Access Television, providing global television network coverage at www.hpatv.org. Hello, and welcome to the Jamaica Diaspora Show. My name is Mark Millward, and I'm here today at the Cricket Hall of Fame with Michael Chambers, who is the president of the Cricket Hall of Fame and also the president of the Sportsman's Athletic Club. Well, Mr. Chambers, thank you for inviting me to visit the Cricket Hall of Fame. How are you?
Very good, very good. A little cold, but we're enjoying the weather. You know?
Okay. Well, can you tell me about yourself? Tell me about your background and where you're from.
I'm originally from Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And I came to the United States of America in 1968.
Mm-hmm.
I actually landed in New York, but then visited Hartford for a weekend
mm-hmm.
to come and look for my family.
Mm-hmm.
And I was invited the same weekend to play a game of cricket in Keeney Park.
Mm-hmm.
So I played in the game, fell in love with the fellows who
mm-hmm.
were playing, fell in love with Hartford,
mm-hmm.
and decided not to go back to Jamaica in 1968. So I stayed here. I joined the Sportsman's Athletic Club.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a member ever since, playing cricket. Now that I am a little over the hill, I have started to do administrative work in cricket, promoting cricket and the Cricket Hall of Fame. So that's me in a nutshell.
Mm. So now you've been with the Cricket Hall of Fame for how many years now?
35 years.
35 years?
I am actually one of the founding members of the Cricket Hall of Fame. I was the first president of the Cricket Hall of Fame.
Can you tell us how it got started?
Yes, it was funny. I have a cousin who is a very good cricketer. His name is Ken Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
And one day we were talking, and he said to me, you know, the day is coming when we're going to get old and nobody will ever remember that we were great cricketers.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted to do a museum. He wanted us to start a museum at the Sportsman's Athletic Club. But then our president, Mr. Josh Guthrie, heard about a fellow by the name of Errol Hussein from Trinidad. He was a member of the West Indian Social Club. Mr. Hussein had mapped out how to put together a Cricket Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Guthrie introduced Mr. Hussein to myself, who was president of the Sportsmen at the time. And so we decided to go with, instead of a museum, we decided to do a Cricket Hall of Fame. So that was back in 1980.
Mm-hmm.
And the Hall of Fame became a reality in 1981. We had our first induction ceremony.
Mm-hmm. Now, how does the Cricket Hall of Fame sustain itself?
We started out opening the hall to the entire cricket community in the US, but nobody thought it was a viable proposal. Even the MCC in England, the Melbourne Cricket Club, thought we were crazy to try to put together a Cricket Hall of Fame in the United States of America. So the first year, 1980, it sort of died because no other organization wanted to foot the bill. So as president, I took the idea to the membership Sportsmen's Athletic Club, and they gave us the okay to install a Cricket Hall of Fame committee that would come under the auspices of the Sportsmen's Athletic Club, and the club Sportsmen's have been funding the hall for the last 35 years at approximately $12,000 a year.
No funding from the city or from any of the cultural arts institutions?
No, and I am not upset that they haven't seen the vision, because cricket is just now becoming a popular sport in the United States of America. So I am looking at ICC, which is the International Cricket Council, who governs world cricket, or the United States of America Cricket Association, within the next year or two, to start looking at funding the Cricket Hall of Fame, because we were the first Hall of Fame in the world. There are now about 4 other Hall of Fames, and they are all copying what we do.
How many did you say?
There are about 4.
4
in the world, right.
And this is the first?
This was the first. We were started in 1980. We had our first induction ceremony in 1981.
And from the wall, we're gonna do our tour later, but you have some very, very distinguished people on the wall here, including heads of state, presidents, prime ministers, world-class cricket players. When you're out and about, wherever you are, and people ask you about the Cricket Hall of Fame, what is it that you tell them? How do you describe it, or your experience?
We like to tell people that whoever gets inducted into the Cricket Hall of Fame, we say if your popularity or your wealth was 100%, you would see a 200% increase in your fame and popularity once you get inducted. Because at the hall, we take the names that come to us for induction, we take them real seriously, and we spend a whole year researching who gets into the Hall of Fame.
So when you have an inductee, are they presented to you, or how do you establish who the inductees are going to be?
Right, just like the other sports, people write in and recommend individuals who they think they would love to see inducted into the Hall of Fame. Then it's our job to research those individuals to make sure that they are the caliber individuals that we want to put into the Hall of Fame.
Right, so now, they talk about cricket being the gentleman's game. Can you speak to that?
Yes, I've been asked that question a number of times. That is, but remember now, cricket started, I would say, in England. And I think the Englishmen used to play the game where they started in the morning, they would stop for lunch, then they would stop for tea, and after the game, they would have a nice meal. And the fellows were mostly, if we would want to call it, the aristocrats of the day, the individuals who played cricket. Today, it's a little bit different. The average person from a region in the West Indies, England, Africa, actually gets a chance to play. So the game when it started were among the royalties. Today, it's among the average Joe from his community. So to say it is still a gentleman's game, I would hesitate to make that statement, but they still do the lunch and the tea and a sumptuous meal at the end of the day.
Well, having the Cricket Hall of Fame in Hartford, Connecticut is a tremendous accomplishment. Now, of course, I'm a member of the West Indian Social Club. You have the Sportsman's Athletic Club, and there are other West Indian, Jamaican organizations in the greater Hartford area. How many cricket teams do we have in our region, so that we have good competition amongst the different organizations?
We have about 8 teams, and over the years, Hartford has held its own as a playing community in the United States of America. There was a time when every team that came to the United States of America wanted to come to Hartford, especially to play against the West Indian Social Club, because they were like the first established West Indian social club in the United States of America. And so cricket between the West Indian Social Club and the Sportsmen's Athletic Club, they were always able to field a very good team to beat any team touring from Barbados, Trinidad, Jamaica.
I want to hear about the rivalry.
Oh yes, it against
the Sportsman's Club.
Okay.
And who would you?
It's not really a rivalry, and let me tell you why. It's the West Indian Social Club who were dethroned. They were the #1 team for quite a number of years. They started cricket in Hartford, but then the Sportsmen's, then you have the New Britain Social Club, then you have the Trinidad Club, then you have the Barbados, then the St. Lucia Club. So when you have
Jamaica Progressive League, they have a team.
Now the Jamaica Progressive League has a team of their own. So when you have so many teams in such a small area, you dilute the very good players. Now Sportsmen have been very fortunate. Their financial situation has been a little bit different from the other organizations. So we were able to import cricketers. We were able to bring players in from Jamaica, Boston, New York to play for us. So we were at a little bit better position than the other organizations. Now it's caught up. Everybody's importing cricketers from the islands to come up and play. So it's very competitive now.
I want to ask you one more question. You as a player, how many years did you play, and what was your best playing position?
That's a difficult question. I would say, the greatest cricketer that ever played in Hartford. I was a bowler, I was a batsman, I was a fielder. In the slip field, I don't think there was my equal in taking catches. There might have been Jerry Thompson and Edgar Samuels, 2 other. But whenever I walked to the wicket, the scorer could always record 50 runs before I came back on most of my walks to the wicket.
And how many years did you play?
I played from 1968 until about 1985. So I had a good stretch. But it's always not good to toot your own horn. You know?
Well, one comment that I made, or one that I held to heart is that, people don't grow, people don't stop playing because they grow old. They grow old when they stop playing.
Yeah, no, and that's true, because ever since I stopped playing, my both ankles hurt. I guess if I was still playing, I'd be okay.
Well, so what is the future for the Cricket Hall of Fame as far as promoting the game, as far as expanding the game, expanding the sport in the greater Hartford area?
Our job is
and
not.
throughout.
Our job is not to expand the sport. Our job is to honor individuals who are working to expand the sport. So we go worldwide searching for people who we should point the spotlight on to say these are the individuals who are making the sport of cricket famous throughout the world. So that's all.
I did want to mention that you recently had an induction ceremony in October.
October 1st.
Is there anything you want to talk about your induction ceremony?
Yeah. It's the highlight of the cricket, or the older cricketers in the United States of America. We have a waiting list now. For the next 3 years, we know exactly who we're going to be inducted because the names have been coming in, and we do 10 names every year at the Hall of Fame function, and it's scheduled every year for the first Saturday of October. First Saturday of October every year, someplace in Hartford, Connecticut, there's an induction ceremony.
Well, unfortunately, I was trying to make this last induction ceremony, wasn't able to make it, but hopefully I'll make it next year.
Yes, well, we're giving you a whole year's notice. Yes. October 7th, 2017.
Okay. And I said one more question, but I actually took two, and so we're going to wrap it up now, but I want to thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to visit the Cricket Hall of Fame, and also the opportunity to sit with you and to hear what your great efforts have been in establishing this. I know your public relations officer, Stan Walker, is going to give me a tour, and I'm sure I'll have much more knowledge and information about the game. Thank you so much for this brief talk, and I appreciate it very much.
And we want to thank you for coming, and the next time you come, the tour will start in the dining room downstairs at Dunn's River.
Oh, good.
We have lunch first, then we come upstairs with the cameramen so they get fed, so they don't get hungry while we're doing the tour. But thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We hope you'll come again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're back, and we're ready to start the tour of the Cricket Hall of Fame. I'm here with Stan Walker, who is the Public Relations Officer for the Cricket Hall of Fame. Stan, please take us through this wonderful display that you have here.
Well, the display that we have here has a lot of historical things within it. I try to base it from the age and then work it down. Because to begin with, we have a cup here, a big enough cup. That's what they used to play for in New England in the 1900s. And the size of the cup, each time a team went, they generally get their names and the year and so forth when they were able to put on the side of the cup. And if you also look at it, I think you'll see first who won the league from way back in 1915 in New England. The next thing I'll go at is that some of these bats at the bottom, most of them are autographed. One of them have a full list of English team. But we also have about 2 bats there from the 1930s. That also was donated to us.
Which one is that? The 1930s?
One of those black bats, I understand.
Oh, that dark one there.
It's about 100 years old.
Whoa!
One of those bats.
Wow. Right?
The bats today are so much different when you check them because the bats today are much thicker. Those in those days were thinner. Then there it goes, we have a blazer, which Sonny Gavaskar, one of India's top players, had donated to us when he was inducted. And this blazer he gave us, he said, was his first blazer he got when he started to play for India, his home country. On the left side, we have a sweater.
Sweater there.
And a shirt that came from Alfred Valentine, one of the West Indies top player. He also donated that to us when he was inducted. Apart from that, we have a pair of gloves, which were donated to us by 2. One of them is from Gavaskar, I think, from India too. Was donated by 2 former India players. Then another one that people may find very interested in is that We have two pair of boots inside there. One of them belongs to former West Indies captain, Frank Worrell. It was donated to us by his wife after he died.
What is that? Which?
I think it's that one here, the boots. The
Oh,
boots.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
On the top, we have a lot of trophies.
Yeah.
Some of them are not really all that old, but some go ways back, because we have one here. That was the first cup they played for when the Connecticut Cricket League was formed.
When did cricket come to Hartford?
In the 1940s.
When the farm workers
farm
came.
workers started it.
Do we have anything represented?
No,
in
only
here?
the book. Only in the book we have a picture of the team that used to play back in those days. Also, apart from the trophies on top, which some of them is from way back years, like I said, that one was from the Connecticut Cricket League was started. We also have some pictures of a few people. Those two pictures of two people who used to be two of the star players right here in Hartford. Another thing, we have balls, 3 balls in the thing. One of the balls is what they used to play blind cricket.
What do you mean blind cricket?
They play blind cricket. They use the ball, that white ball you see there, they use it and play white cricket. When you bowl it or throw it or hit it, it has some bells inside it that ring. So that's how the blind people hear and know where the ball is.
I didn't know blind people play cricket.
It's not just pure blind alone to play it. They play people that are almost blind. You understand?
Right.
And it's become a big tournament now. They're playing it in India, the West Indies, all over the place. And what they is go by the sound.
Yeah.
And they place the people based on their disability. How much blind their disability is. One of the bats we have there was signed by a full England team. And it was sent to us all the way from England.
Okay.
And then we also have one that was signed by the Bangladesh team when they were on a tour in the West Indies.
This is amazing. Let us let's take a walk and tour the place and see some more of the wonderful photos and awards.
Well, we have some over here on the wall is the records of one of the famous tests. The first time West Indies ever proved themselves down in Australia. And although some people claim that they were robbed, the test ended up as a draw.
Well, you know,
the tie test.
Let's for those who don't know the test cricket, please tell what test cricket is.
All right, test cricket is, they play the game over 5 days, 2 innings. I don't know if the people understand what the innings is either. But if you are familiar with baseball, you know they have
overs. We have
9 innings they play baseball. Test cricket they only play 2 innings, but it lasts over 5 days. The game, and you know, so that is the test, a famous test in Australia. We have the same Frank Worrell that I said that we have as boots. He was the captain, and in that test, the test tied. The 2 teams scored the same. Although other people claiming that the West Indies was robbed, but anyhow, that's how it ended up. It's at a tie.
Is test cricket played a lot still? Or?
Yes, it played a lot, but it's not as popular as the new version of the game that they're bringing today, which is T20 cricket. They only played over 20 overs each team. And below it is a picture of President Bush when he was visiting in Pakistan.
Right there.
Yeah. And they were actually showing him how they play the cricket, how to bat. And above it, you see him also bowling. She was teaching him to bowl.
Right.
But above that, another very historical picture we have here is that you have 11 of some of the top cricketers ever from England. And if you look at it, we are still surprised how they got the picture like that. Because some of these people was from way back, from like in the 1930s and all them things. They died long time ago. Some of them just finished the you know, not too few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
How they got it together and get them like that. With the technology we have nowadays,
Really?
maybe that's
They
how they were able to do it.
Photoshop.
That was sent to us from England too.
Mm.
And we got that.
Mhm.
that see,
Now,
parents-
this Hall of Fame has been in Hartford, Connecticut for how many years is it? 30?
Last year this year I think, we
Mhm.
celebrated the 35th year
Okay.
of the Cricket Hall of Fame.
And this is the world
It's the first Cricket Hall of Fame
first.
in the world.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Are there any others?
Yes,
Are there any
are
other?
others now.
Okay.
And every day somebody is forming another one.
Mm-hmm.
In different countries, you
Mhm.
understand? Like
But-
Australia had started one not too long ago, but they
Mhm.
were more fortunate than us. Their
Mhm.
government gave them $17 million
Mm-hmm.
to farm it and also turn it into a museum. And they were advertising, going around writing like they are the first ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote them a letter
Mm-hmm.
and tell them, because they believe America is not a cricket country.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't expect America would have something like this.
Well, we do.
Most of them.
And
you see.
we are, and it's right here in Hartford, Connecticut.
Because what a lot of people don't know
Mhm.
is that they've been playing cricket in this country from in the 19th, it's the 17th century,
Mm.
not 17th century.
Mm-hmm.
And it started out, from what I have read from some of the history, it was three English cricketers who
Mhm.
actually started baseball.
Mm.
Because baseball came out of the cricket game,
Hmm.
you see? And they were the
I
people
could
who
believe that.
started it.
Mm-hmm.
And the first game they played was baseballers against cricketers.
Mm.
And the cricketers beat them 23-0.
Mm.
That's what I read, you know, from history.
Okay.
So these are some of the things that a lot of people do not know.
So some of the other photographs and awards, you want to explain some of the other items that you
Well,
have here?
I don't know how to put it, because some of these people, like that girl there,
Mm-hmm.
she is not really a cricketer.
Uh-huh.
Sportsman Athletic Club, I understand, and put it that way, because I
Mhm.
was near at that time.
Mm-hmm.
They used to keep a pageant every year,
Mm-hmm.
and then the entrance
Mm-hmm.
were allowed to put on a costume that may have something to do with the cricket, because
Yeah.
Sportsman was actually formed out of cricket,
Mm-hmm.
you see. And she, at that time, that's how she came, and she ended up winning. So she was the Miss Sportsman Athletic Club
I see.
at that time. That is a couple of years ago.
Okay. Well, I understand that there are people that are inducted into the Cricket Hall of Fame who really don't play cricket, but who have contributed to the
Well,
to the sport.
I can explain that to you.
Mm-hmm.
The reason
And
why
we have some of those people on the walls
yeah,
too.
the reason why
Mhm.
a lot of the clubs never used to keep any sort of statistics.
Mhm.
So anybody could come to you and tell you,
Mhm.
say, oh, this man should be inducted because he was a good cricketer, a good bowler,
Mhm.
a good batsman. But they have nothing to prove it.
Mhm.
So because of that, we decided to break up the induction into two categories.
Mhm.
One international and one local,
Mhm.
dealing with the US. The international ones, all of them are cricketers,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And they made them name somewhere.
Mhm.
Here
Mhm.
in the US, most of the inductees, we decided to make people have made good contributions to
Mhm.
the development and growth of the sport.
Mhm.
And they are the ones that are getting inducted
Okay.
locally.
All right.
But internationally, they are
Mhm.
cricketers.
All right.
So that is why we have so many
Mhm.
people
Mhm.
that are inducted that are not actually cricketers.
Okay.
Or if they were cricketers, they didn't get inducted because of the cricket. They
I
get
see.
inducted because of the
Their-
contributions
Their
that they made to the
contributions
sport
and support for the game.
in the US.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, let's look at some more of. Okay.
Mhm. Over here, you also have a picture of President Obama.
Yes, I see. Yeah. Mhm.
This one, really.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, while
Okay,
he
with the
was-
swing in the bat.
While he
Okay.
was visiting Trinidad at one
Mhm.
time, one of the famous of late West Indian cricketer, Brian Lara,
Mm-hmm.
was showing him how to bat.
I see.
So that's it right there, right?
Mhm.
But apart from that, some of the things we have here on this side here, didn't actually deal directly with cricket, if you notice that.
Right.
As you see, even former Jamaican Prime Minister, well, he have some dealings to do with cricket. P.J. Patterson.
Right.
That's his picture there too. And this is Obama with the Trinidadian ambassador. I forget his name, but that's him there.
I see Michael Chambers, the president of the Cricket Hall of Fame, is here in his younger days also.
She was a former president of Shirley Matthews.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, the president of the Cricket Hall of Fame is also the president of the Sportsman Athletic Club.
Right.
Is that correct? Okay.
Over there, right in front of us, are a series of biography of some of the people who got inducted this year.
This year?
Some others, right?
Okay.
And some of them,
Most
most
recent?
of them who got inducted this year in that portion. See, over here is some of the people who got inducted and got presidential awards over the years. Same thing on here, right?
So, Hartford folks, any
No, they come
Connecticut?
from all over the
Oh,
state.
okay.
Yeah, most of them is not from Connecticut either. They're outside from New York, Florida, different places.
How many inductees do we have a count of the number of inductees from Hartford, Connecticut?
From Hartford.
Approximate?
I would not have it in my head.
Okay.
Approximately.
Okay.
But I would not have it in my head. I would have to go look it up.
Okay.
And then
Right.
behind you, this is a series of just Michael Olin, one of the famous fast bowler for the West Indies, right? If you look at it, you see pictures and things, and on the bottom here you have some presidential award, certificate of appreciation to people who have visited the Hall of Fame. Some of them who have made, a good record of themselves. And even at the bottom, you see the same Alfred Valentine before he died. Here he's shaking the hands up.
So now tell me again, you tell me again who Alfred Valentine was.
He was a spin bowler for the West Indies. Top star spin bowler.
Where was he
Yeah,
from in the
but
West
from
Indies?
Jamaica.
He's from
You
Jamaica?
ever heard about the thing, Ramadan and Valentine? They made a song and everything off of them when they used to play against England. That's him. That's another picture of him up there too. Another famous picture with Olin there, kicking down the wickets. Something he didn't like when he came here, so it's there it is in the corner, right? That was done in New Zealand. And he was sort of upset because the umpire never gave up to him a good decision. And that's how he reacted.
So now Michael Holden was also a top-notch.
And right now he's a commentator for the sport all over the world, in England and so forth. He works for one of the television stations up in England.
Oh, okay.
And he go all over the world and comment on the game. On top here, some of the original people from the beginning, right? The early part of the Hall of Fame. That's before he even get involved. And I make an identify one and two of them as Clive Lloyd, former captain for the West Indies team too. And over here, not the West Indies star, Clyde Walcott, right? And that's another biography of him. This is Greenwich, star opening bat. And down here, this guy, Jocelyn Chance,
right.
he was the one, he's the main reason why the Hall of Fame is still existing and running today. Because at one time they had gone into a crash, sport, it was died, and he was the one who came and brought it back. Get everybody.
Revived it. Revived it where? The sport entirely?
No, not the sport, the Hall of Fame.
Oh, the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And that's another former West Indies star. Everton Weeks.
Now I see I see a lot of sirs up here, but where are the
of them get 90.
Yeah. Where are the ODs? Any ODs?
No, maybe, but the ODs is more or less just Jamaica.
Yeah.
But the sirs, most of them get sirs. It's all of the Caribbean islands, and not just
Mhm.
Jamaica. Like, for instance, no, they're still giving some of them sort of like in the
Mhm.
smaller islands in the Caribbean.
Mhm.
And instead of they get it straight from the Queen, I'm actually getting it from them when
Mhm.
Prime Minister,
Mhm.
representatives of the starter
Mhm.
switch. But before they used to get it straight from the Queen.
Mhm. I see.
Now over here, now this is another very.
And so what is this? Picture of Usain Bolt.
And you'll be surprised to know who he's with.
Who is that?
Linda Remigina.
And who is that?
He was the 100-meter champion in the 1950s
Oh.
in the Olympic.
Oh, I
And he
see.
lives here in Connecticut.
Really?
And I used to teach here.
Oh.
And he go out of his way, so when Bolt came here and visited, that he
Oh.
had to get to
To
see him.
meet
I
him.
took the
That's
picture
great.
right
That's
in the
great
back there,
shot.
right?
Great. Absolutely
See?
fantastic.
Because he tied with a Jamaican, Herb
Did
McKenzie,
he? Okay.
and they gave it to him. Back in them days with the racial thing, you know, the white and
Oh.
the black man, you know, they go back in the 50s, in the
Mhm.
Olympics.
Mhm.
And they gave Herb McKenzie the second, but they claimed it was tied initially,
Mhm.
but they say he edged him out.
And that was the 1950,
Champion,
1952,
yeah,
100
100 meter
100 meter champion. Where does he live in Connecticut?
I,
You know? Hmm?
I forget, one of them states, one of them towns.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
he was a teacher to here,
Mm-hmm.
you see?
Mm.
And he came when Bolt visited
Great.
and said he had to
Those
see
are-
him. And he
that
brought some stuff, some papers, some clippings and thing, and gave it to Bolt.
Wow.
So he had to give it to him.
Wow.
Here now is another star cricketer,
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence Rowe.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Jamaica too.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the earliest one to make over 300 runs in
Mm-hmm.
the innings.
Mm-hmm.
He was also inducted.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these people now, like for instance, that guy in the picture
Mm-hmm.
was at the time was the former ambassador of
Mhm.
Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And he visited us and he made a donation of a statue of one of the famous cricketers again, George Headley.
Mm-hmm.
And that time Shirley was president, so he presented
Mhm.
it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Go on this way. Oh, that one at the bottom there. That was the first West Indies cricket team.
the first West.
West Indies cricket team. And if you take a close look at it,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what you think you would see.
What
They
do you
were
mean?
all white, not one black.
Of course. I see.
That is way, way back from in the 18th century. or something like that.
1886.
Yeah, it's the first West Indies team. And these are some of the cricket that they used to play here
Mm-hmm.
in the older days. That's even before I came here. And that's former Jamaican Prime Minister Hugh Shearer meeting some of the cricketers.
Mm-hmm.
See? These bats again are autographed by
Mm-hmm.
many different people from all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Inside there really is our library.
Mm.
But you notice it's getting small. They have to put some of the books outside
Mhm.
here, right? So that's the
A
library.
lot of books.
Now this now is another famous British cricketer,
Mm-hmm.
and that's Holding bowling to him.
Mm-hmm.
And the story about that is Holding bowl about, hit him about 5 times out of over, 6 balls make a over. And he was older at the time, was in his 40s, and he stood up and bat,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of the blows that he got,
Mhm.
from the ball. He didn't actually back down or run away. He got it, but he stayed and he bat.
Mm-hmm.
Now around here,
What is this amazing picture,
that's a
Stan?
picture of 2 former West Indies greats
Mm.
again. Garfield Sobers,
Mhm.
which was considered up to now as one of the top cricketer, the best cricketer in the world.
Mhm.
Also, George Headley,
Mhm.
who they had named as the Black Badman, which he was next
Mhm.
to the star player out of Australia,
Mhm.
Donald Badman. And that picture is when the 2 of them were inducted into the Black Hall of Fame in
Mhm.
the US.
Let me ask you this: what defines a top cricketer? I mean, how do you determine the ability of a great one versus an average one?
Well, the point is that they perform at the top of star and they are consistent with it. It's not like those today. most of them today are not consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And they are consistent, so whenever they go anywhere to play, everybody has to look out for them to make, you know, because they know they're gonna star or do something. He could do everything.
Mm-hmm.
He used to bat, bowl, and field as a
Mhm.
top, but he was an all-rounder, as they call it. He was mainly a batsman,
Mm.
and he was so good. He bat on any kind of wicket, any kind
Mhm.
of bowler, and he made runs.
So he was an all-around cricketer.
was
He
an
could play
all-rounder
all
cricketer.
different
He can play,
positions.
yeah, different positions, and he
Mhm.
starred in both of them did well.
Mm.
And he was a batsman,
Mm.
certainly.
Mhm.
These again are some of the guys, and that's another star. That's one out of England. He was a bowler,
Mhm.
Jim Laker.
Mhm.
That's him. And then
So do they have like, you know, they have the all-around cricketers, and they have the, you know, the outstanding bowler, the outstanding batsman.
and the outstanding
Yeah.
fielder.
Yeah, they have. Do they have awards given on a regular basis for the individual positions?
I don't know to answer that. Tell you the truth. They don't actually do that, but they have a time. And right now, they themselves, the International Cricket Council,
Mm-hmm.
have come up with their own Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And every year or now and again,
Mm-hmm.
they nominated some.
Well, you know, like we have in American baseball, they have the batting champion. They have, you know, the person that you know scores for the runs batting.
Yeah, at the end of each season,
Mhm.
they may name the person who
Mhm.
star in that tournament. You understand?
Mhm.
Or bowler in that
Mhm.
tournament. And in some
Mm.
cases, at the end of the game, they do that. It depends. Because the game is now played it's 3 different versions of the game you have.
Mhm.
You have the test, which starts for 5 days.
Mhm.
You have the T20, which
Mhm.
only lasts for 20 overs.
Right.
And you have what they call ODI, which is 1 day international.
Mhm.
You understand? Cricket.
So
So,
what you
when
know,
the-
I always get back to what we're playing here.
Well, what we play here now, they usually play 40 overs.
Mm.
But they also start playing the T20 too
Mhm.
in the US here. 'Cause
But
it's the
I'm-
most
but-
popular one right now.
In Hartford, we do T20.
Yes, they play.
Mhm.
It's not as big as outside, but they play
Mhm.
T20 here too.
Mhm.
T20 and 40 overs.
Mhm.
But the T20 it's more popular right now than
Mhm.
most of the other versions.
Mhm.
So that is what we have here. On top of here, I don't know, right? Up here,
Mhm.
you have some of the people that's from way back again
Mhm.
who were inducted,
Mhm.
or if not, you know, they were congratulated for some things they do in
Mhm.
regards to the Hall of Fame. Like I tell you, you know, I wasn't here when some of those things, so
Mhm.
that's all I can tell you. Up there, that picture up there,
Mhm.
those are the first inductees
Mhm.
in the Hall of Fame. I mean,
Mhm.
this Hall of Fame.
Mhm.
They are the first.
Mhm.
And this is some of the stars them again.
Mhm.
Okay. This guy is from St. Lucia.
Mhm.
This one here, right?
Mhm.
That's him over there with another team. And
Mhm.
in that picture too, when he took teams like to England and places,
Mhm.
he was one of the person actually to get the game started out in New York.
Mhm.
And he died he and another fellow used to play together, another one from Jamaica named Rufus Clark.
Mhm.
2 of them used to be together. 2 of them died right after one another and died at the same age,
Mm.
102.
Wow.
And then when we get over the other side, you see his wife. She also died after them at the same age, 102. You see, so that is to tell you, you know, some of the history from way back. He lead the team to England, and that's
Mhm.
a team he lead to England again.
Mm.
Now, let me see where this guy is. I'm going to tell you, I don't know where he is. These again, now, right,
Mhm.
are the names and they call it certificates of the people inducted
Mhm.
that they got. And some of the people got presidential awards. So all of it is listed on the wall
Mhm.
around here. Over here now, this section here is dedicated to one of the star residents again,
Mhm.
Sir Vivian Richards,
Mhm.
right? And we have pictures when he came here.
Mhm.
Some of them is pictures when he came
Mhm.
here. And we have some pictures
Mhm.
that they actually had on
Mhm.
different things, you know, showing him as a star.
Oh, we got a KC man, Mr. Delano Franklin.
He's a certificate of appreciation. Actually, an inductee.
We have our mayor, Sidney Shulman, there. Veronica Aries Wilson, our first woman president of West Indian Social Club. You know, I want to give acknowledgement to, you know, Hartford.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You look on there, you'll find a lot of them there. Because they got the certificate of appreciation because of their support and contributions toward helping the sport in the region. Now behind you here now, all of these bats are autographed by a number of people, both cricketers and non-cricketers. Most of them is because of their support and contribution, not only just to the sport, but also to the Hall of Fame. This is, again, is another historical picture. That's Gavaskar. The one I show you is Blazer around here.
Right, that's him.
First time in India won the World Cup, as they would say. You know, they came here and played an exhibition game over Keene Park, and that picture was taken while they were in Keene Park.
Keene Park is it?
Right over Keene Park.
What year? They don't have a date.
I don't really know. This is another guy who was inducted, and those guys, when they, those who signed it, when they were, not all of them were inducted, but they brought it from India, and when they were inducted, they put their signature on it and gave it to us, donated it to us. This is the guy I tell you that's 102. That's his wife. He's from St. Lucia, but she's from Guyana. You see? And the three of them died. She and the other friend, Rufus Clark, they died at the same age, 102. But she died after them. They died before her, because she's younger than them, technically, you see?
Good bloodline.
And these again is the same thing. These are some souvenirs that was given to us too. There's Manians. When the first time he played in a series, that is the first one-day thing in Australia, that was the uniform they used to play in. He represented the West Indies down there, and that was the uniform, so he gave us that. That was given us by some folks out of New York. Then he come around here. This is a trophy that was donated to the Cricket Hall of Fame from the Jamaica Tourist Board.
Oh.
And they used to play for a six-a-side tournament.
This is a very large trophy.
Instead of, what we did, instead of giving them the trophy, they let the trophy stay here and they give them a replica of the story. And the tournament was very popular and exciting. It ran for a couple of years. And I don't know if I'm using the right term by saying it has since faded out. We tried to start it back a couple of times, but we didn't get the support that we needed. But the trophy is still here.
You know, this is actually one of the largest trophies I've ever seen.
The Jamaica Tourist Board gave it to us. Yeah. And of course, these bats again, autographed by many different people, cricketers and non-cricketers. Yeah, this guy, Malcolm Marshall is his name. I thought initially that he was actually born in England, but I understand now he went to England from Jamaica as an infant or something like that. But he ended up paying for England, and he sent this to us from England, and he write up all those things on it, you see, to get it into the Hall of Fame. But since I'm here, one other little thing I want to show you over there, so these two pictures here were taken in Rhode Island, and the significant thing about it is that, you may not believe it, but the match was played between a team from England, which the Duke of Norfolk used to bring to the States every year to play, but they play in Rhode Island. And those guys go over there and play, some of them are umpiring and all that. You understand? So that's what these two pictures are about, the Duke of Norfolk team here in New England.
Well, you know, Stan, I really appreciate this, and I want to thank you very much for the tour, and I want to commend you for the work that you do in Hartford. I know that you have recently been honored as one of the fine 100 black men of color. Yes, And I want to wish you continued success in the things that you've been doing. You have been a significant icon in photography with the West Indian American newspaper, and also your role as the public relations officer for the Cricket Hall of Fame. And I really want to thank you, and I really appreciate the tour that you've given us.
Yeah, well, I thank you too for that.
Right.
But I don't know how long I'm going to continue. I'm not as young as a lot of people thinking.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm gonna be 80 years old next year.
oh well, you know, it's 102. That's a
Well, a lot
quite
of
a
people
bit,
telling me
quite a
that
bit
I
more.
shouldn't stop. I should
Mhm.
continue because
Mhm.
that will keep me alive. That's what I
Well,
said.
well, you know, they say you know, people don't stop playing because they grow old. They grow old because they stop playing, and you know.
Well, that's what
that,
I said. And
Mhm.
I know when I was younger, older sister told me that the people who play a lot of sports when they were young
Mhm.
generally live longer.
Mhm. A good exercise.
But I think my things had to come out of my family too.
Mhm. That
Understand?
heredity in the
Mhm.
bloodline has a lot to do with it.
Mhm.
Thank you so much, Stan.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay.
I want to thank Mike Chambers, president of the Cricket Hall of Fame, for the opportunity to visit the Hall of Fame, and I want to thank Stan Walker for the great tour that he gave us of the Cricket Hall of Fame. That's it for the Jamaica Diaspora Show, and we'll see you again.